And we come now to 1 hour 30 Universal Time. In the news at this hour, diplomats at the United Nations say the Security Council will not vote on a resolution on North Korea until Monday at the earliest. The United States, Britain, France, and Japan offered the resolution to the UN Security Council on Friday. The resolution would place economic restrictions on North Korea for its test launch of 7 missiles this week. The resolution urges UN members to prevent North Korea from receiving any material that could be used in missiles or weapons of great destruction. It also demands that North Korea immediately stop developing, deploying, and testing long-distance missiles. A judge in Spain has given international arrest orders for 2 former Guatemalan military rulers. General Efraín Ríos Montt and General Oscar Humberto Mejía Victores have been charged with 5 other former military officers. The charges include ethnic killing, torture, terrorism, and illegal imprisonment. Spanish National Court Judge Santiago Pedraz gave the orders on Friday. Guatemalan officials have ruled that the generals cannot stand trial because they have been given legal protection. Prison guards in the Brazilian state of São Paulo have gone on strike demanding safer working conditions. In the last 2 weeks, 6 prison guards have been killed. Reports suggest that criminal groups, both within prisons and outside of them, ordered the killings. Police say suspects in the killings are members of the 1st Capital Command Group. In May, the group organized riots in more than 10 prisons around São Paulo state. Nearly 200 people were killed in the violence. Officials in Haiti say at least 15 people have died in violence in the capital, Port-au-Prince. United Nations peacekeepers and Haitian police say the bodies of the victims were found on Friday. Officials say rival groups had been fighting in the area. They say police and military forces are trying to control the situation. Police in Uruguay have captured a retired military officer wanted on human rights charges. Former Colonel Gilberto Vázquez was found in the capital, Montevideo, after escaping from a military hospital. Mr. Vázquez and 5 others were arrested in May for their alleged involvement in the 1976 disappearance of Maria Claudia Garcia. Ms. Garcia was a relative of the Argentine poet Juan Gelman. Officials believe her disappearance and murder were part of an operation by several South American leaders to silence political opposition. Argentine officials have requested that all 6 suspects be sent to Argentina to face charges. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. Britain marked the 1st anniversary of the London transportation system bombings on Friday. The city's police chief warned that more terrorist attacks are likely. British citizens observed 2 minutes of silence in remembrance of the attacks that killed 52 people. 700 others were injured in the bombings. The head of London's Metropolitan Police, Ian Blair, said the threat of terrorism remains great. He said police are investigating a large number of terror plots. He added that 3 attacks already have been prevented. United States officials say they have stopped a terrorist plot against a transportation system in the New York-New Jersey area. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Department of Homeland Security said plans for the attack were not yet complete. Earlier, the New York Daily News reported that terrorists wanted to strike underground trains. The newspaper said the attackers also wanted to cause a big explosion in the Holland Tunnel. The tunnel links New York and New Jersey. Law enforcement officials say Lebanese officials have arrested 1 person in connection with the plot. The top United States military commander in Iraq has received a report on possible attempts to hide the killings of Iraqi civilians by American Marines. As many as 24 Iraqis may have been killed in Haditha last November. The military says the report has been sent to General George Casey, the commander of coalition forces in Iraq. It gave no details of the report. The document deals only with attempts to hide what happened at Haditha. The killings are the subject of another investigation. And ministers from 26 Western and Central African countries have agreed on a plan to fight the illegal trading of people. The plan was signed on Friday at the end of a 2-day meeting of economic organizations in Nigeria. Under the plan, victims will be returned to their native countries. Nigerian Justice Minister Bayo Ojo says the plan will bring to an end what he calls modern-day slavery. Officials estimate that there are between 200,000 and 800,000 victims of human trafficking. And so, briefly now, here again is the major news of this hour. Diplomats at the United Nations say the Security Council will not vote on a resolution on North Korea until Monday at the earliest. Violence in the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince, has killed at least 15 people. And a judge in Spain has given international arrest orders for 2 former Guatemalan military rulers. So ends the news in VOA Special English.